see everybody now.
About time.
You better leave me alone. There was something wrong with it now. Did you get the papers I left you?
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. I still can't really see the streets on the map. So I got it on the laptop so I can just zoom in.
Okay.
We are live on Facebook and we appear to have a quorum.
I see Devin.
Okay. I can hear you. I can hear you, Maxie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're gonna get are we gonna get a feedback with us both in the room? You hear that?
Yes. I hear you.
But I know, but I don't need that backup. I don't need that feedback. You hear me repeating myself? Yeah, I don't need that.
Just have everyone to mute. Devin, just have everyone to mute.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Massey, would you like to go on the computer lab or you want to mute and unmute? Like you can unmute when you want to talk. You want to do that? Okay. So.
No, it's backed up.
No, I know, but.
She's got feedback.
It's
Okay.
feedback. So I
Okay.
now the room.
I might as well stay at home.
No, I think so.
It's an echo. It's an echo.
I'm putting a computer lab. Right here, you know, instead of the staff, you come on here, I'll turn right on.
No problem.
Just so it won't be so. Well, hi, he needs somewhere to do the meeting where he won't have an echo.
I'm cool.
You go, okay.
Can you hear me now, Maddie?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wherever.
Now, is it too much of an echo is what you call it?
So far, we're okay.
Okay.
But it put you on mute until you're ready to talk.
Whatever. It's okay with me.
Okay, now I'm calling the meeting to order. Everybody got their agenda?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yep.
roll call, Madam Secretary. Melanie?
Hold on. Sorry about that.
Okay,
Madam Chair,
here.
Vice Chair,
Here.
Treasurer,
Mr. Maxey.
Present.
Dog, Trustee Richardson. Is she not here?
Ms. Richardson, she was.
All right, Trustee Duvall,
Present.
Trustee Duvall.
Benita?
She might can't hear. Cause somebody let her know.
Present. I was on mute.
All right, that's what's up. Trustee, I'm here, Secretary. Madam, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to approve the agenda. She has it on the screen.
Madam Chair, I make the motion to approve the agenda as so read.
Is there support for that motion?
Vice Chair Earl support.
Okay. We're going to take a moment of silence and prayer. Remember the people in Colorado and
Excuse me,
this
Madam Chair.
insanity that's going on.
Excuse me, Madam Chair, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we got to still vote that we approve the agenda so that we can go to the next part.
Oh, we didn't do roll call. I'm sorry. Thanks, Melanie.
Okay, thank you. Madam Chair,
Yes.
Vice Chair,
Yes.
I don't know if he heard me. Somebody tell him.
He said yes.
Yes. Yes.
Trustee Richardson,
Yes.
Trustee Duvall,
Yes.
Treasurer Maxey.
Yes.
Yes, so it's been moved and supported. Go ahead, Madam Chair.
Any discussion or comments?
No, ma'am.
Roll call.
I just did that, Madam Chair.
Oh,
You doing it?
I
You can
don't
do.
know what I'm doing. Okay.
Okay. We just approved the agenda as so read. Now you're doing a moment of silence, ma'am.
Okay, moment of silence and prayer. Amen. Devin, do we have anybody signed up for public comments?
I need a moment to check.
Huh?
I need to check the Facebook. I'm about to find out. No, there are no comments on Facebook.
Okay, and there's no one here for comments, so we will move on to approval of the February 26th board minutes.
Madam Chair, I make the motion to approve the February board minutes as so read.
Vice
Okay,
Chair Earl,
moved by-
support.
Okay. Any discussion or comments? Roll call?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Vice Chair.
Yes.
No, we already, okay. Trustee Richardson,
Yes.
Treasurer Maxey,
Yes.
Trustee DeWall.
Yes.
Madam Chair, I say yes, move so deport it pass. Next one.
Okay, so we're going to have the financial report at this time.
Okay.
Um,
I think if you do it under tools, you can.
Oh, no. that's not it. Oh. Oh. No, that's not.
I think under tools, you can turn it.
I think it's like this because I'm viewing it in my browser and I don't, let me see if I can open it a different way to be able to rotate it. Or I can let you share the screen, Mr. Harden, and then you can,
Yeah, you sent me the agenda and not the full packet.
no, you should have both. Okay, just a moment. I'll just pull it up differently and then share screen.
Okay, want me to share the screen and get it?
Yeah, if you have it, I can let you share it because it's, I'm having trouble opening Adobe right now. I don't know what the problem is.
Okay, let me get to the document.
Okay, Mr.
Okay.
Harden, you can
Share the screen.
share screen.
Okay. Wrong screen. Okay, can everyone see that, the budget versus actual?
The the print is small, but, does
Is that the
everyone
biggest we can
have
get
their
it?
packet?
Let's see, if
Because the
it's
print is small.
that any better.
Yeah, I got my packet.
So everyone has their package and can see the, budget versus actual?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll go over that budget versus actual for the period July 20th, 2020 through February 2021. We have in total property tax revenue, 639,331.21 cents actual versus a budgeted 561,129.58 cents for a favorable over budget variance of $78,201.63. And we have grants this year to date of 20,000 versus budgeted 382,500 for unfavorable under budget variance of 362,500. And as noted earlier, even though we are under budget in the grants, we're also under budget by the same amount of grants in grant expenses, because we budgeted those grants and expenses together. And other revenues, 123,021 versus a budget of 60,068 for a favorable variance of 62,953.55 cents. Total revenue income of 782,352.80 cents versus a budget of 1,003,697.62 cents. Our total expenses is 628,359 versus total expenses of 1,044,822 for under budget in expenses of over 416,453.06 cents. So we have a net income to date of 153,993.29 cents versus a budgeted loss of $41,124.95. So we have a favorable over budget and net income of 195, 118 and 24 cents. Any questions on the budget versus actual? And then moving along, go to the balance sheet as of February 28th, 2021. We have total checking and savings of $922,290.84 and $865 in accounts receivable for total current assets of $923,155.84. We have total fixed assets of $644,849.05 for a total assets of $1,568,000 and $4.89. The negative $185.56 represents unused credits that we have that our vendors still owe us. Total equity, $1,568,190.45 for a total liability and equity of $1,568,4.89. Any questions regarding the balance sheet? Moving on, I'll go to the treasurer's report. Rotate. This is the total expense for the month. As you can see, operations make up 76,054% for the period July through February. Professional service, 9.72%, collections, 77.54%, debt service, 5.07%, capital improvement, 0.62%, and other operating expenses, 0.51%, for the total expenses of $628, $359.51. To rotate this next one. And get this off of 2 pages. Okay, here we are, finally. This is our revenues for the treasurer's report from July through February 2020. 81% of our revenues, 0.72% is property taxes. We have grants making 2.56%, with other revenues at 15.72% for our total of $782,352.80. Any questions regarding the treasurer's report?
I don't have any questions, sir.
No questions or comments?
No questions for Perry.
You have a comment, Perry? Perry,
No, ma'am.
you have a comment?
No, ma'am.
Huh?
No, I don't.
Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the finance report.
Make the motion to approve the finances as read, Madam Chair.
Vice
Is there
Chair Earl
support?
support.
Any
Vice Chair Earl
discussion or
support.
questions?
Yeah.
Any discussion or questions? Roll call?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Vice Chair,
Yes.
Treasurer Maxson,
Yes.
Trustee DeWall,
Yes.
Trustee Richardson,
Yes.
Trust Secretary Rutherford, yes, I approve, supported, is passed.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Harden. You can leave us
Mr.
if you
Harden.
like.
Thank you very much, and you all have a blessed evening.
But you know you can stay.
Not Kappa, man.
If I had
You can stay.
another
I know
meeting,
you
I
want to
would.
stay. I know you want to stay.
If I didn't have this next meeting, I have to.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, right.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Next chair report, I have no report, so I don't need a motion to accept anything. Director report,
Yes, I wanted to go over a few things. We have some sorry, I'm trying to scroll. We received a renewal request from Carrera Landscaping. They would like us to sign off for this season beginning April 15th. And I'm giving my recommendation that we go ahead and do that. It's pretty much the same agreement that we've had in previous years, same price and terms, and they do a good job generally. It includes bed maintenance bi-weekly, fall cleanup, flowers if we request. They plant them, whether we bought them through, we don't usually buy them through them, but we could for $30 a flat. We usually buy them or get donations, and then they plant them for us. But this is mainly the mowing for weekly and bi-weekly edging. And they also will do mulch installation for us. They also pick up debris in the trash in the beds and in the parking lot when they come and do the grass cutting. And they do a spring cleanup. and
Mariah,
the fall cleanup. So that's in the packet, and I'm asking the board to consider moving forward with that. Also, we have an invoice for painting. This is for the reference area. We got the new shelving installed, and there was lots of areas exposed from the old shelving that needs patching and painting. And so this would cover that reference area on both sides with the windows and then the back wall. There's shades of beige and there's some yellow from previous years that was behind the shelving that is now been replaced. And so this covers just putting it all the same shade of beige. And it's the reference area, and then there's a little bit of the area between reference and the team room. So I was just bringing it before the board because it's going to be $3,000 plus the paint, and the paint will probably be over $200. We usually get our paint from Sherwin-Williams, so we can get a discount with them. And I can follow up and let you know what that price would be, but I just wanted to be sure that the board knew that we had this need for, this would go under building maintenance, and we do have it in the budget to do this, but when I solicited the quotes, I didn't realize that we needed that much patching. So there's many areas that have holes about the size of a quarter, and those holes need to be patched first and then primed and then painted. And this is a Pontiac-based company as well, James McQueen Jr. of One Custom Painting. So,
Devin, I want to ask you, we don't have the landscaping contract down for action on the agenda, and we don't have the painting down for action on the agenda. So where do you want us to vote in terms of, to give you direction and to give you the permission that you need to do what you need to do?
well, the board could make a motion.
You want us to do it now?
Yeah, it would be helpful if we could.
I make the motion to do the votes on both of their accounts, man.
So you make, Melanie, you making
I make the motion for
motion for
painting
us
as well as for the
grant
landscape.
landscaping and the painting?
That is correct, which is a total of $10,000. If I'm not mistaken, I might be off by $50, but she said it was $3,000 plus $200 for the paint, and she said it was 60 something, 6,900. Am I wrong, Devin? Did I get the figures wrong? Or am I reading that correctly?
Yes, landscaping $6,950. We pay in 7 installments of $992.85. This is the same as last year.
I just want to make sure I set it out so that it's duly noted. So the total amount to be, if I'm not mistaken, $11,000. I make the motion that we approve them so we can get the work done and make the library be productive and nice as always.
Is there support for the motion?
Vice Chair support.
Okay. Discussion, questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Devin, I just want to know, is the company we're working with minority owned and operated?
Yes, both of them.
Great.
You better.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion? Roll call?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Vice Chair Perry,
Yes.
Treasurer Maxey,
Yes.
Trustee Richardson,
Yes.
Trustee DeVore. He sound cute. Trustee DeVore.
Yes.
I said yes, it passed. Keep going, Devin.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry, let me gather my, find my place here. Okay, I don't want to get into, I did meet with the committee about the pavilion and I have some things included in the packet for that, but I'm sure they'll go over that when it's, when we get to that. In your packet, you also have some reports from the librarians about programming. We have all virtual programming, and we are getting attendance for the live programs, and also people watch them on demand after it airs live. I just recorded a story time yesterday under the Pontiac Reads program with the Pontiac United Education Coalition. Those story times are being shared on different platforms throughout the city and on, I think it's on the government access channel at some point also. We've also recorded another story time with our chairperson. That was this week, and that's available on our Facebook page. And I also wanted to let the board know that we have started a YouTube page because we have been gathering a lot of content in the past year and going forward. So we are now putting content on YouTube, so it's be a little easier to find and navigate. We'll have playlists so you could look at, you know, all the story times or all the board meetings and things like that. That's our plan. There's a limit of how many videos you can put on YouTube in a day. So it's going to take us some time, but you can go and check it out and see as those videos are being populated. But you could also see all the other backlog of videos on our YouTube, on our Facebook live page. Let's see what else. Tomorrow we'll be getting the electrical in the pavilion fixed. This was
Can't understand you, Devin. You going in and out.
oh,
I hear you fine.
okay. It might be a connection issue. I was just saying we have a minority locally.
Yeah, your microphone is,
Local minority-owned electrician coming.
now,
Oh, goodness.
yeah.
I don't know what to do. Okay, is that any better?
Yes.
Yes.
Literally trying.
Now you're freezing up.
The
We can't hear you at
I
all.
can't understand nothing.
You're frozen. Devin, go back to what you were doing or operating before, because now we hear nothing. I don't hear anything. And you're frozen on screen.
and my computer and see if I can get everyone admitted back in.
All right, we see you now.
Oh, so everyone else stayed online? Let me see.
We
Yes.
Adjourn. Did you think we were gonna adjourn?
No,
I'm here.
because I was the host, I thought it booted everyone because my my laptop connection failed. But now we're on my phone, so I can't screen share like I was. But I was just wrapping up anyway, saying that we're getting that work on the pavilion done tomorrow, and we're planning for our spring and summer programs, and that's where we are with that.
Great.
Sorry about that glitch. I will see if I can get the laptop back up.
Are
At the end of your report?
Yes.
Okay, we'll have some questions or concerns. I want to ask you on page 8, where it says virtual story time. And it says attendance. Does that mean the number people who have watched it? Like for instance, the first one, Tell Me a Story. Attendance was 301 people?
Yes, that one is a series. If you see, there's 15 installments of that. And so that 301 is total, how many people came to all of them. And I think that's also, I'll have to ask her, is that the on demand? So like when she ran it, when it was live, she might have only had 3 or 5 people or something. But then after that, people share it, and Facebook still counts how many times the video was played, how many viewers there were. So when she did this report, which was, it says January. I think she just didn't change that part. So this is probably the number she pulled at the end of February.
Okay, and then down where it says Miss Maddie, is that when we had the Black History?
Yes, that's that. So that would be 172 views as of when she pulled this report. Like if I go on Facebook now, it'll probably show a different number. There might be more.
Okay. Were there other questions or concerns by other board members? Okay, if not, then I'll entertain a motion to accept the director's report.
I'll make the motion to accept the director's report as so read, Madam Chair.
Support?
Maxey. Treasurer Maxey support.
Supports? Okay. No questions or concerns? Roll call.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Vice Chair Earl. Is he still here?
Yeah, he's still here. Perry,
Yes.
do you accept the director's report?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Trustee Duvall,
Yes.
Trustee Richardson,
Yes.
Treasurer Maxey.
Yes.
Yes, so moved and supported.
Okay. Devin, you had under your report, computer access grab and go.
Oh, yes. Sorry, Madam Chair. I was so preoccupied trying to get the laptop back up. We did choose, the last month the board voted for Securitas, and then so they started this past Monday, and we started computer access and grab and go. And so this is services for individuals of all ages who want to use a computer and or check things out at the library. But it's so we don't have in-person programs or gatherings or meetings in person, but people can use the computer for up to 90 minutes a day. And people can browse the collection and check things out. So, and we have building capacity limits. We're at the 50% limit right now. So we have only like every other computer available to keep the amount of people down. And then with browsing, we're just monitoring it. So, I mean, it doesn't take most people long to browse. But if someone tries to, sit down on the floor or a table or something, then we would ask them to either, get what they need and check it out and go. And it's been okay. We have had very little incident, and the patrons who have come back seem to be happy that they could come in and get things done.
The other thing I want you to share with them is also about our screening equipment.
Oh, yes.
People have to go to, and it was a glitch in it. So you want to explain to them about it?
Yes, it is a contactless temperature kiosk. It's like a kind of like a tablet thing on a stand, and it needs to see your forehead, a generous portion of your forehead, apparently. So if you have a hat or if you have bangs, and even my glasses at times, if you have too many things going on, it'll tell you that your forehead is not visible and it cannot take your temperature. Also, if you have on a mask that is similar to your skin tone, it doesn't detect that it's a mask. There's a height adjuster on there. So like for me, if it's tilted downward to get me, then someone tall comes up, we have to tilt it back up to get them, or someone average height. Anyway, so we try not, I just get on my tiptoes for the most part, so we don't have to keep adjusting it for other people. But yeah, so it does work, but you have to be a certain distance from it, and your forehead has to be accessible. But we also have the handheld ones that Oakland County gave us. And if we have a problem with someone, we also offer the mask anyway. So if you have a mask on, let's say you're, like I had on a copper color mask one day, it didn't register that mask. So I put on a paper one, the light blue one, or a white one, then that would show up better. So those are the limitations we have with it right now. But for the most part, it has been working. It's pretty fast if it works, like if it can detect your forehead.
Okay, so we're going to stay with that, with the backup of the county one?
Yeah, but we haven't had to use the backup that much. It's just the thing of I was concerned about the light, but it doesn't seem to be the light. It seems to be more so about the height of the person. And if you have glasses, a hat, and hair that is getting in the way of your forehead, then it won't take your temperature. Or and I also read that even if it gets your temperature and you have like a lot of stuff on you, that it might not be an accurate temperature because your hair or a scarf or something is not accurate. So we'll just ask people to remove their hat, or like I said, I remove my glasses most of the time because I don't know why, I don't think they're very big, but it seems to have trouble reading me when when I have my glasses on. But for the most part, it's been working. I know, unfortunately, Madam Chair, it was the worst problem we've had was that day when you came. I think it was just, we need to adjust the height again because you're taller, and then you had a hat on and no, you had glasses on. But anyway, I think so. After you left, we did more investigating, and that seemed to be the case. And so we just asked people to take off their hat, or maybe their glasses, or put on a brighter mask so it can see them.
Okay. Did anyone have any questions or about the two items that I brought up? Because I wanted to make you aware of them. Okay. If not, then we will go on to old business. So we will have a report from the Pavilion Committee. Bernita, who's going to give that?
I think you put me, had me head up the committee, so I don't have a problem.
Okay.
And everybody can chime in that was there, so it's an open floor for that. If you have input, feel free to jump in. But we met with the community cuisine group and had some really interesting developments. He did do everything that we asked him to do. I know that there was the issues, I think, with parking. Well, that's been satisfied. And there were some issues with the equipment. And currently, I know that there's a budget for the equipment, Madam Chair. We spoke a little bit about it. But there was some concerns I know that may have arisen about the budget. And I do think we all agreed, the committee thought it was necessary. And I think the main reason we agreed is because we know that some of the equipment in there is in bad condition. It's not like we're upgrading the equipment and somebody's going to run off with it. It's still something that needs to be maintained. And I think whoever took over the pavilion would probably have that same issue. So I think it's just goes to, I know there's an investment that we had the onus for, and I just think that it's lends to our own credibility that we want to see it as nice as possible. And I think, Jermaine, if I'm not mistaken, you also said that there was some work you wanted to do on the fence.
Max,
Here.
Max,
Yes,
did you
hear
hear
me?
what you said?
I do. I had to unmute my phone. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so the plan is to remove the fence, and we're working on, it's hard to describe it, but it's like something where like a window can kind of raise down and raise up, kind of like a shield. If I forgot the correct name, but we have some contractors that's coming out and we have some ideas. We just want to make it presentable as possible. So it's not, even when we remove the fence, it's not like we're just going to leave it like with nothing there for the whole summer. We do plan on making some better upgrades, like something electronic that can just raise up and down, in the future. But yeah.
So yeah, we all decided that it was a worthwhile investment, as well as we know that it will be it's kind of an eyesore now, and we do think that in the long term it's just going to be of value, not just to community cuisine, but to the library and our community as a whole. And so I think the input that I have from the committee is that we all are recommending that we move forward.
Okay, Benita, the side that says library proposal is saying 11,340. And then the other column says full budget, and that's 30,000. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, I think the 11,000 is what it's going to take to get it up to speed right now, operational. And the 30,000 is a wish list. If we can make profit, I think if community cuisine is looking to make profit, I'm pretty sure that they would be willing to invest the other portion to bring it up to that 30. And that's not something that we discussed, but I do think that it's a partnership in that regard. So the 30,000 is a wish list. If you could, if you could have everything you wanted with the magic wand and the snap of a finger, what would it look like? And so that's for future. That's long term.
But what we
So,
sorry.
This proposal, you are asking approximately $12,000 that we would have to allocate in order to do the things that needed to be done in order to just start up from the basic. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I have a question.
Who is it?
Secretary Rutherford.
Okay.
So, I listen real well. And what I want to know is, I don't think that, in my opinion, we should just to get it up and running, we should do everything all at once, because we're gonna have to revisit this again. And then it takes more time than necessary. So let's just, if we have a wish list, I know like when I redid my kitchen, I did everything because I didn't want to have to do it over later on. So if there is allocated funds that we can use, let's say for the 30,000, I say just do the 30,000, because that way everything gonna be done. We own it anyway. It looks good. It feels good. Everybody's happy. I'm just saying.
And to your
So,
point, Melanie, I think that what's the upgrades are additional upgrades. They're not anything that's going to change the look of what it is now. And so I think we need to be budget conscious as well. And we're not sure if this is going to thrive. So I think to give them a chance to thrive and gauge their performance and then revisit it, I think would be smart. But I see what you're saying as well. So it's up to the board for consideration.
So, can I ask a question real quick? From my understanding, is we're just making an approval to spend $11,340, and then they are responsible of bringing the other monies to handle the rest of it.
Is that
Or are
correct?
you saying, is that correct? Or are you saying that we supposed to spend
I thought that
30,000?
was my understanding. My understanding is Perry's understanding.
Okay, so that's what I was a little confused
Because
of,
those are the 11,000 is going to get us to, just it's our own responsibility really, because that's something
Yeah.
that needed to happen anyway. I don't care who took it over. And
I'm
so
cool with the 11,300, but I'm not cool with the 30,000. I thought the
I'm
11,000.
with you.
Okay,
That's
okay.
yeah, that's what we decided as the committee as well.
Maxie, you don't have your phone on. You,
Can you hear me now?
yes,
I'm
I
listening.
can.
I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm here.
No, not you,
Okay.
Jermaine. He
It's
talking
Bill.
about Bill Maxey.
Maxie. Go ahead, Maxie.
I'm thinking a budget draw, for example, if we had a budget draw, but first we have to approve the 30,000 and then draw as we move forward. Is one way I'm thinking. On the other hand, I don't think that we should just take 30 out of our treasure and make it available, but a budget
think-
draw is less.
I think we need to allow
Let
Max to
Maxie
explain more.
finish, Perry. Maxie?
No, let him go ahead. Should I repeat it again? We have a budget draw and not just at one time vote on the 30,000, but to let the 11,000 go forward with approval.
So what I was saying was, I think that we need to let Max explain more, because we're not spending 30,000. We're spending $11,340.
Well,
And
no,
that's what he
I
understands. That's Max understands. Jermaine understands that. That was his budget.
No, I was saying explain so Maxie can understand better,
Oh,
because
okay.
it's three people on the call that think we're spending the $30,000.
No, I don't think
Oh.
we spend it.
no,
No, we're not, okay,
No.
let me make this clear.
I'm not.
We are
Okay.
not spending right now 30,000. What one board member suggested was that we approved the overall $30,000. And what Maxie is saying is to draw off of the 30,000.
That works for me.
Well, that's what I was saying, Madam Chair. That's
Okay,
why
my
I said
fault.
I have to repeat it to Vice President Earl. It's available, and we won't have to go back 1 month after other. And can we approve this? But when necessary and with proof, we could draw. Not saying that we'll use that 30,000, but definitely the 11,000. I think we should go ahead and make that appropriation. But again, make it a draw on the 30,000.
So in essence, you're saying we approve the 30,000, but only use the 11,000 for now. If we need the rest, it's available.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Up to the board.
No, wait a minute. You said approve the 30,000. No, I said approve the 11,000.
But we're approving 30 for cushion.
Yeah, you have a cushion, a draw. I use the
Right.
word draw. Set it up for draw, and whatever we use out of that, we would have enough paperwork, and
Well, let's get some
and
input.
data.
I'm sorry. Let's get some input from Max and Angelo. I think they probably can give us a better, and if we need to make that decision, they can probably speak to that better than we can.
Max, Angelo,
Yeah,
Max?
yes. Yeah, I mean, everything sounds good. So the Vernita was right. The initial plan, so we sent in a budget that we can use, the minimum budget that we felt like we could use just to get the doors open and operate. However, because our overall budget with the parking lot and everything is probably roughly around 50,000 with everything. And what we was really concentrating on was the kitchen. And 30,000 will get everything up and running so we can operate at the level that we feel like we will really be successful with. And so what Bill Maxey actually said kind of, that's like part of the plan right there. We can start with 11, but eventually as we grow, as we get the right people in there, again, we have the mother and the daughter that they have a fan base of their own with the tacos. We have Bruce, the only Black sushi chef in the United States that already made an agreement that he will bring his following and his people in there. And also we already have a lot of sponsors that's really in waiting to go ahead and help us out with this. And in order to get that upscale, that look that's really going to make this a win-win for Pontiac, according to the budget, according to the planning, we came up with a little bit roughly around 30,000 for the kitchen alone. So
if we approve the 30 and we do the 11, are you saying you're gonna pay us back that $9,000 or $19,000?
No.
That's my point.
What they are saying is, and we have some more questions, what is being said and like by Melanie, Maxie, and we would have to do a budget amendment. Isn't that correct, Devin? Because right now we don't have
Yes,
this
ma'am.
in the budget.
No, that ain't
You would
It's-
approve a space in the budget with the amendment of $30,000. If you decide to do that, then you would go ahead and do the things that are under 11,340.
Mhm.
And as time goes on, and I have some questions and concern about some of the items under 30,000, you would then add on as we went along and as we see how things went, you could add, for instance, big screen TV. That's over here under the 30,000. Now, if we okay the 30,000, without coming back to the board, that could be purchased because it would just be a draw on the 30,000. Isn't that correct? Bill?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Now,
Yes, Maxie, yes. Mhm.
yeah, so that's what that would mean, is that our one vote, if we voted on 30,000 instead of 11,340, or we could tonight approve the 11,340. We would have to do a budget amendment for that. And then if something else came up, it would have to come back to the board for approval. Now, I'm gonna tell you my concern. You said take the fence down. And you're gonna have some kind of security. And Max, you heard Rosie, not Rosie Richardson, but Rosie Randolph, talk to us about the problem of homelessness around there. And in the presentation, I haven't heard anything that makes me comfortable with that fence coming down and what our security is going to be to keep people from breaking in and some of the things that Rosie brought before us and the problems that they had with the homelessness. I haven't heard anything in the presentation.
Well,
Oh,
to
yeah,
your
I think-
point, Madam Chair, I think
Take that
it's,
fence down.
I think you're right. And so that, I'm rethinking this as well. And so if we want, I think for all of our best interests, I tend to lean towards Melanie's initial suggestion. And it looks like everybody else is too.
I have a question.
That's for the best interest of the community and safety.
Melanie?
Yes, ma'am. I like to ask questions. I got one for you. So, we're going to build this pavilion. We're going to do all this work on it, right? You know how you are about in everything in decency and in order, correct?
Right.
Okay. So we do all this, and thanks, Renita, for support what I was trying to say. And then in midway, because people do steal scrap, they steal parts, they steal. How you gonna secure the bag if we in the hood? You can't secure the bag unless it's secure. And that's the only reason why when you said you don't feel good about the fence, I don't either. I say if we gonna do it, go all out, because if they steal your stuff, you ain't getting it back. That's all I got to say, being that, because it's hard out here for a pimp and people steal. And so I just want it to be fair for them to have a fighting chance. Maybe they can make the money back, Renita, like you said, if we have given them all of the tools that it takes to be successful.
Preach,
Okay.
Mel.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Thank you.
But I want it secure. What's the security plan? What's the security plan?
Mr. Angelo, Mr. Taylor, could you please mute yourself in and answer that question? Thank you so much.
So, so don't we have the same security for the pavilion that we have for the library? Is that
So
going to be?
Tim Shepard already agreed that he would have his security team make several rounds and also emphasize the security with the community cuisine and the library project. And also, even though we're removing a fence, we also have a replacement for that. So I wish I had a PowerPoint where I can show you the structure. It's just more of a presentable structure than the fence. So I don't want you to think that we're just taking it down and leaving it there. It's almost as, I forgot the restaurant that's in Royal Oak where it looked like a greenhouse, and it's like a glass screen. And when it's time to, it can electronically like go up and shut down. So it's secure. It's already, that's what makes it secure. So I think in my PowerPoint where I presented, that's when I talked about Tim Shepard, what he said he will be highly involved with the security with that, with this project as well.
Angelo, do you have any input? You've been very quiet.
Angelo?
Okay, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say pretty much the same thing. We had a contingency plan for the pavilion, the structure itself. What we were thinking about would kind of give y'all some idea of the security, similar to what y'all have, just like you said, a better presentation. And we had spoke with Tim Shepard, his security group. He was talking about how they're linked up with Oakland County right across the street already, better than before, than what it already was. So we had our contingency plans about the security. And as far as everything else go, I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying. It all makes sense. I agree with you guys' concerns. And I think to put us in a position to get everything started, just like you said, so we ain't running into those hiccups or running into some of y'all concerns. It is an opportunity for us just to, if we can be presented with all the right tools, and we're very grateful, but if it's a minimum situation we got to settle for, believe you me, we will make the best of that situation and nobody regret nothing, and we will still be grateful. So I was just sitting back listening and absorbing everything. Everybody's making perfect sense. But as far as the security goes, Madam President, we did do our due diligence with it, and maybe we should provide them with a more secure plan on paper so they can see it and have it in their hand. And that would be just linking up with Tim Shepard, that security company, and getting some type of understanding and writing from Oakland County at the substation over there from the one of the sergeants, which wouldn't be difficult to do at all.
Yeah, and I don't want to belabor this and say come back and vote again, because I know that the sooner we do this, the sooner you guys can be up and running and we can all turn a profit. So, I mean, if you have, I trust, of course, we're all in the community, so we understand how that security is. I know that Brian had a mishap, but I don't think that that's going to continue to be a problem. So I don't want to, delay the vote just because of security, which is an important issue. But I think that I'm comfortable with what they just said.
What I'd like to suggest is that we vote tonight on the financial part of this and how we're going to move forward with it. If we're going to vote on a maximum of $30,000, which it would be a draw on that, starting with the items that are under the library proposal that equals $11,340. That we vote on the financial part of this, and whoever wants to attend can attend, but before we spend a penny, it'll be approved, but before we spend a penny, that the group come back and whoever wants to attend the special meeting can do so. And they present the security plan to us.
I support that motion, and
I didn't make it. I'm just suggesting.
okay, well, I can make it for you.
We make the money available.
Yeah.
So we
Keep
go
going.
forward. And the other thing with making them move forward with the money is the director going to be the one that would approve, for instance, under the library proposal? Suppose the first thing they want to do is laminate the flooring, that $1,339.
Don't come in here with the shoes on.
Will the director be given the responsibility to approve the draws on the $30,000? Or do you want me involved in that? Do you want the treasurer involved in it? We have to have a plan for who will approve the draws.
I think the draw should be approved. Oh, go ahead, Bernita.
I was going to say the director, she handles all of the operations and the financials on a day-to-day basis. This is nothing more than a day-to-day operation. It just happens to include the pavilion versus the library. I don't think we need to override her authority already.
That is correct. I support that.
Okay, I just want that clear.
All right.
So, if you're ready, I'll entertain a motion.
I make the motion, Madam Chair.
I have my hand up. I have
Oh.
my hand up.
Rosie has her hand up.
Go ahead.
Madam Chair, would you recognize Rosie?
Yeah, I told her to go ahead, whoever was talking.
Oh,
My yellow
okay.
box didn't come up, so I don't know who was talking.
Yeah,
It's up
okay.
now. Rosie, go ahead.
Okay, I guess my question is in respect to the draw. I mean, is there a time frame involved? I mean, how does that work in terms of the draw? I mean, is the draw going to be just whenever it's necessary? Is there a time frame that's involved in that? That's my question.
Who wants to speak to that?
I think that Devin should speak to it. If she's going to be handling it, how do you want to manage it?
Yes, I did want to speak on this. This is the timing for me is that we're at the end of our fiscal year. I was told by, I think, Jermaine that they wanted to do this by May 5th, do most of this by May 5th. So that would still be in this fiscal year. If the board voted tonight for a $30,000 budget amendment, I would be putting that into the current budget. And then July 1st would be a new budget. So, I mean, I could manage it so that if it wasn't all spent, I could just roll it over into my new budget that I'm working on now, but that's how I would manage it. But I do have a question about the committee or about the Community Kitchen LLC. Who within that group has the authority to say, yes, this is what we're doing, because if they don't agree, then I don't want to get into, I just could see how that would slow things
Yeah,
down.
she needs one point of contact, Max, for that budget. She needs one point of contact.
Yeah,
I can
I'll be
speak
the
up.
contact.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah, Max, you could be the liaison between us to make that simple and plain. So Max will be that for y'all.
Okay. Did you have something else, Devin?
Well, no, like, yeah, just when you do a resolution tonight, I just need to be clear what the budget amendment is, and then I'll report back, I guess, by May 15th at the latest about what needs to, well, maybe not May 15th, June, probably, about if this money is not finished, that, what needs to go in the new budget to complete
What I
this.
hear most of them saying, and I would need a motion to that effect, is that we amend the budget to make $30,000 available for the pavilion project. That's is that what you're saying?
Yes,
And
Madam
then
Chair.
the whole 30,000 wouldn't just be out there. It would be a draw on it.
Yeah.
Like when it's time for the 2-door freezer or the Vulcan 6-burner oven, they would come forward and draw on that $30,000. Is that correct,
Yes, Madam.
board? Is that what
Yes.
you're saying?
Yes,
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Melanie?
I said, yes, Madam Chair, that is correct.
Yes.
Can she not hear me?
Bernita?
Yes, you're
Bonita.
freezing up too. Yes, we're saying yes. Yes, I'm nodding my head. Yes.
Okay.
She's freezing
Okay.
up. Okay.
Devin, you had something you wanted to say?
Um,
Rosie?
Melanie,
Your
has her
internet
hand raised.
connection is unstable, it's saying. That's what it just flashed on my screen. Rosie?
That's
Rosie?
Melanie. That's
Yes,
No,
that's
I'm
not my
looking
hand,
at-
that's Melanie's
I'm
hand.
asking. Rosie, do you understand what we just explained?
Oh, I understand what you just explained. It's just that my question wasn't answered, but that's fine.
Okay, what was your question then if I didn't explain it?
No, it wasn't,
What's your question?
it was a question that was addressed to Devin, but I'm fine. I'm ready to move forward.
Well, I'll entertain a motion to amend the budget amount of $30,000 for the pavilion project.
I make the motion to amend the budget for $30,000 for the amendment project, Madam Chair.
I
Vice
second.
Chair support.
Okay. Supported by Perry. Now, any other questions or concerns?
Madam Chair, who's signing,
Maxie?
Madam Chair, who's signing the check? Should it be the same policy
Us.
process? The
You just said,
you, treasurer, and the chair,
Yeah, we would do the same
same process.
procedure like we pay other checks. The
Yes.
treasurer, Devin would prepare the checks, and the treasurer and the chair would sign any checks that she needed.
Okay, thank you.
Isn't that correct, Devin?
yes, and our
Devin.
process,
Is that?
yes. Yes, Madam Chair, I would expect an invoice from a vendor that they're using, and then I would prepare the check and present it to you and the treasurer to sign.
Okay. Maxie?
Yes,
Okay. Any other discussion and questions?
I have a question.
Yes, Rosie?
Okay, when are you going to amend the budget?
We, oh.
I
After
mean,
we.
you're making a motion to spend 30,000, but I thought you had to amend the budget before you could do that.
I withdraw my motion. I make and then I make a new motion. I apologize, Ms. Richardson. You are correct. So I make the a motion to amend the budget, Madam Chair, first.
Well, I thought that was in your original.
I thought I
one.
said that
That's what
too.
I said.
I thought that's what
Yeah,
I
you
said.
did. I think what Rosie is asking is, when do we vote on the amendment? Rosie,
That is correct.
you want to know if we would amend the budget on April 2nd, just, is that what you're saying? Could
April
we
2nd?
vote to amend the budget tonight?
I don't know. I'm just asking. It's my understanding that you would have to amend the budget first before you could agree to have the $30,000 in for a draw.
Well, we had said amend the budget within within the oh Lord, what it
Within the fiscal year.
made, it had amend the budget in there, but we can handle it with two different
Vote.
motions. So the first motion, Melanie, I need is that we amend the budget $30,000 for the project.
I
I
make
thought
the
that's what
motion
we
to
said.
amend the budget for $30,000 for the project for them doing the pavilion, Madam Chair.
I second.
Okay, now is there any discussion on amending the budget?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Devin.
I'm assuming the board wants to put this 30,000 under capital improvement?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any other questions or discussion? Roll call, Melanie.
Lori, take the wheel. Madam Chair,
Yes.
Vice Chair Earl,
Yes.
Treasurer Duvall.
Yes. No, I'm not the treasurer anymore.
I'm sorry. Trustee Duvall,
Yes.
Treasurer Maxey,
Maxie?
Yes.
Trustee Richardson.
Yes.
You know my vote. Yeah, it passed.
Okay, so now, Devin, you will amend the budget. Now, do we have to do any other vote on it? Once you amend the budget, do we have to vote on the amended budget?
No, I'm gonna add this, and I'll have that at the next meeting. I have some other amendments, but that's different. But that's neither here nor there. For this, you just need another you need another resolution to accept this lease that's in the,
Well, I want to get through this. I want to get through the financial part first. So do we have to meet or do anything, since we voted to amend the budget? Do we have to meet or anything with it once you amend the budget?
I think you should approve the expenditures on the sample budget, if that's what you want me to move forward with. You see what I'm saying? Because you all have approved 30,000, but
Now you have to vote on what you approved.
yeah, because there was a question before about which things are approved when, and the time frame. That's what I was trying to answer with Ms. Richardson's question. Was I was told before that that it would be $11,340 spent by May 5th.
Well, can we just make a motion that the budget is approved and spent and itemized accordingly? And
You
that
mean for
that's-
what the proposal you gave to us? Are we through with this, the amended budget? I'm trying to find out, is there any other action that we have to do, or what we did is enough for you, Devin, to amend the budget and move on? Or does the amended budget have to come back to us?
I'm saying, so the amended budget doesn't have to come back just the 30,000.
well, just
However,
there.
I guess what I'm saying is I don't want there to be any confusion on what is spent when, because you just had discussion before this resolution about, are we doing 11,000 right now? Are we doing 30,000, or another meeting to approve the different things? And so that was just all I wanted to know. Like, if you know, tomorrow someone says, okay, buy this oven because it was approved yesterday. Do you want me to place an order for an oven? That's what I need. That's what I want.
Yeah, once we, someone suggested that we vote on the itemized list that
Yeah.
was presented to us, this thing here.
Well, Madam
once
Chair,
we vote
Madam
on that-
Chair,
Yes,
I have a suggestion. Why don't we've approved the 30,000, but we know the 11,000 is going to be spent. How about we have a conversation, if it needs to be our conversation, on anything additional going into that draw of the rest of the amount up to totaling up to the 30,000. Wouldn't that make sense? We're clear on the 11,000. We know they're going to spend that, but say they need, a $5,000 truck. I mean, then we kind of have to, if that's going to be coming out of the 30,000, then I think that needs to be the discussion late as it happens. So that we all know that it's been decided on and approved.
Madam Chair, that's the same question I raised before in respect to after the 11,000, whatever, plus is the remaining 19,000. How is it going to be allocated? Is there a time frame for it? And that's the same question that I asked initially.
Okay.
What is the time frame on that? I mean, it's just you spend the 11,000 whatever by the 5th of May, and then after that, between now and June 31st, that you spend the remaining 19,000. I'm
Well,
asking, is there a time
yeah.
frame that's going to come along with the additional funds after 11,900 or whatever is being spent by May 5th?
Rosie, do you have a suggestion on how to do that? Because a lot of times people ask a question, they already got the answer. So if you have a suggestion on what we need to put as far as the time frame, then why don't you bring it up and put it in a motion and let us discuss it and vote on it? Because I don't know.
Okay, but I mean, you have somebody else with their hand up, so.
Huh?
Melanie,
Someone else has their hand up.
Melanie, I don't see her hand up.
It is.
yeah.
Why isn't it on my screen? Well, go ahead, because the yellow box isn't on my screen. When somebody is talking or want to talk, the yellow box comes on my screen. Go
They
ahead.
have their hand up.
No, it's no hand showing up on mine. Go ahead, whoever it is.
I-
Maxie is a witness. Do we have a hand up? No, we don't on my screen. So go ahead, whoever got the hand up.
My hand was up, but she just answered the question. So I'm just waiting to see what y'all gonna do next. And then I'll have a question. Go ahead.
Oh, you're gonna have a question.
Absolutely.
So I don't know, Devin, what would be your recommendation if you've seen this happen before?
I'm kind of confused still.
I
I am too.
I can just say there is no precedent for this. We've never had a
Okay.
committee,
Okay.
anyone outside of the library board or director with the project and a budget and getting an amendment and spending within a couple months. So this is new to me, but I think what I was trying to explain is that I'm still on the library is on our fiscal year. That's our time frame. So if the money is just not spent by June 30th, it will be, we'll have to add it to the new budget that will be in effect July 1st. So it's
So why
kind of
don't- And my suggestion was that we go ahead, if they need to use the $11,000 right now, hey, that's theirs, that's done. And so if any other expenditures out of that 30,000 needs to be approved.
Well, I'm confused about.
Or at least brought to our attention.
Mm-hmm.
The 11,000, they can buy shoes with it for all we care. But it was supposed to be going to this. I know, I'm just saying. But
Right.
after the 11,000 needs to be accounted for. So they would just tell us, hey, we need 2,000 out of the cushion or 3,000 out of the draw, and then bring it to our attention, and we have a discussion, and either.
So are we giving them the cushion because they're gonna pay us back or what?
Okay, can I ask my question now?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Melanie.
Melanie. I'm sorry.
I like to ask questions. when we get donations and we get people that's trying to enhance on the library, for example, when all of the weed people donated money to get us a books fair, to get us a book van, do all that stuff, do they get to ask for their money back because they wasn't approved? No, they do not.
I'm not worried about getting the money back.
No.
Wait a
I
minute,
said,
let Melanie
hold on.
finish.
Hold on. Let me say this.
Okay.
What has to happen is the same way that we treat everybody else. When they come and do business with us, we have to treat these people, especially because they homegrown. And so what I don't want to happen, Madam Chair, the board or whatever, is that we so fixated on, is they gonna pay us back? Is they gonna pay us back? We have to give them the opportunity to create revenue. That's all I wanted to say. Because what will happen is people gonna say other stuff, and then I'm gonna say what I got to say. I just want it to be fair and impartial like you do everything else. You have a way you set up things. Can't nothing get signed without you signing it. Can't nothing get approved without you approving it. If it worked every other time, let it work this time. Let's not focus on when we gonna get our money back. Let's focus on creating revenue for our community. That's all I wanted to say. That's it.
Okay, nothing was said about us getting money back.
No, it was
Melanie.
a comment that was made, Madam Chair, and so that's why I
No,
spoke.
I'm saying, as far as the proposal, nothing is in the proposal about us getting money back. What is before us are the items for the full budget for the $30,000. That's what's brought before us, and that's what's eligible to be purchased.
Yes, ma'am.
There's nothing in this budget or proposal that says that the group that's leasing the facility, not in this part, not unless it's in the lease agreement, and I don't remember
It's nowhere.
paying anything back.
That's
Did anybody read anything about that?
No.
no,
I
we're
didn't.
fine. We're fine there, Madam Chair. I think
Yeah.
that Melanie made the point. We approve it like we approve everything else. If there's another,
Yeah. All I was trying to I'm just trying to understand, because from the leasing agreement comes from, I get what they're paying $400 a month to use the facility. I understand that they need $11,340 to upgrade the facility. From what my understanding is 27,000, whatever it is coming out of their pocket to redo the fence and all this stuff. That's what I'm trying to understand. Am I wrong on that, or are we taking that money to do that? That's all I'm trying to understand. Yeah.
What I would suggest is what was mentioned earlier, and I tried to bring us to that point. This list, this proposal that we got, this is what they're saying we need up to $30,000. And to make sure that happens, we should approve this itemized list, and that's all the $30,000 could go toward.
That's what I.
Now, I don't see nothing on this list about the security thing. I don't see that on here. So we know where the $30,000 is going. We need to approve this to give Devin some guidelines.
I make the
What y'all
motion.
brought to us.
Madam Chair,
I make the motion to approve the itemized list that was given to us so that Devin has direction on how to secure the bag for the Pontiac Library and the pavilion.
Is there support for that?
I support.
Okay, Maxie supported. Any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Rosie.
under that, I would just say that the 11,000 plus is initially what will be allocated, and that, as Vanita said, that we would approve any additional expenditures as they come up, as opposed to just drawing down and there's no understanding as to what
Balances.
specifically
Yeah,
will
keep some
be
checks and
paid.
balances, right.
But Rosie, they would only be able to spend, if we pass this, they would only be able to spend, Devin would only have the authority to spend the $30,000 on the items on that itemized list. Anything else would have to come back to us.
Okay,
you
because I
understand
was
what I'm
under
saying?
understanding that we were talking about the 11,000 plus, and the rest of it was from the wish list. And initially, those funds would be allocated along the way as progression is made in terms of the upgrades. No,
So we're just
fine,
approving.
however you decide.
We're on the motion to approve. Maxie is called for the vote. And the vote would be on this list, that this is the authorized items that the money, the $30,000 could be spent on.
That is correct.
So, Maxie is called for the vote.
Roll call.
So, Secretary roll call.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Vice Chair Earl,
Yes.
Trustee Richardson,
Yes.
Trustee Duvall,
Yes, ma'am.
Treasurer Maxey,
Yes.
and you know my answer. Yes, it's been approved.
Okay. So now, Devin, where did you go? Devin,
I'm here. I'm here.
okay. Do you understand now what it is? A maximum of $30,000. The first draw on the 11,340. We have approved these items. And if you look at this, items that are over here under the $30,000. Okay, so technically, this list, under $30,000 is all you can approve or give a check for once you get an invoice. You understand? And I'll show you an example. Library proposal, laminate flooring, $1,339.20. That same item is listed under the full budget for $30,000.
Yes,
You understand?
I was wondering, would these all be other contractors, or would the Community Kitchen LLC be providing an invoice to the library to pay to them for them to do some of this, or, you know, how does that work?
Benita? Benita,
Yes.
it came on. You wanted to say something?
No. I'm waiting for Jermaine or Angelo.
You're saying who would make the decision, I guess, as to who would go out, for instance, for the laminate flooring? Would she go out to get the person to
Right.
do the
No,
flooring?
we can take.
I think that they will be working with the contractors in collaboration with Devin.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, so there, Jermaine, so you guys you don't think there'll be an occasion where you'll say, okay, I'm invoicing the library to pay, you know, me or Angelo, you know, make a check out to them directly because they're going to do this part of this work that's on the list?
I think that what will probably happen if there's some work that needs to be done, Devin, they're going to talk to you first because you may already have a contractor with the library that's doing that work. And so that's why I said collaboration. If it's something that's anonymous or, you know, an anomaly, then they decide or you decide. But if it's something you may be already doing, you use a lot of contractors, so they would obviously turn to you first.
Right, but I guess my question is there, when you guys drew up this list, was there anything on here that you had priced out, like, you know, that you're like, we're gonna do this ourselves? Like I'm sure you have vendors or something that you, like, where'd you get the pricing? I guess that's what I'm saying. Like,
One of our partners, Corey, I think that you met once. His partner is a contractor and a builder.
oh, so that's
when they went in and did the pricing, they priced it off what they will be doing, and you know, or yeah. So one of our partners is a contractor and a builder. So, but I will be calling you. I will be bugging you every step of the way just to make sure that we can maximize these dollars. So if you know someone that's cheaper than the people that we know, we're gonna maximize this and we gonna work together from the start to the end.
Okay.
I think you want to make sure, Madam Chair, I just think we want to make sure, because I know we had an issue before with the city, and somebody had to stop some work on a project we were doing, and just make sure that all our ducks are in a row, so
Permits.
nobody can come and interrupt anybody as far as if there needs to be a permit or the person is a licensed contractor. We don't want those issues because we did have those before. And I'm not going to say for what reason, but it did occur. And we just don't want that to happen. We want
And
everything to run smoothly.
And I can definitely help with that because we had the same issues with Main Street Pontiac. And so we have a direct line of communication to Chip at City Hall. And so he and Vern have been working to fast track those permits for us. So I can help with that if that becomes an issue.
Okay. Is it anything
I would think,
else?
well, Jermaine, whoever your contractor is already knows what, if any, they need to contracts or any permits that they need to pull. I think they would know that already.
Yes.
Okay. So moving along, we got that part out of the way. Now we go to the lease. Okay, so did everyone have a chance to read the commercial lease?
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, now I want to know, was this lease reviewed by our attorney? Do
That
we
was
need
my
a legal-
suggestion.
Huh?
That was my suggestion to Devin.
Okay.
I think I
Because
did.
this needs to
I?
be, before we sign, this needs to be reviewed by our attorney. And I had a question, it may be in here and I overlooked it. We know that this pavilion would have to be approved and licensed by the health department.
That's something that they already currently are working on.
Okay.
Right.
Max and them working on it?
Yes.
All right, and when will we get input back from that? Or are we just saying, we're gonna spend this $30,000 not knowing if the operation is licensed by the health department?
No, you can't do that. I mean, you could do it, but I would suggest that, I thought Jermaine had already put in for an inspection.
He's already applied. He's already applied for that, was my understanding as well.
Okay, so I wanna be sure we don't start paying for anything until
Yeah,
we.
he already did.
What?
Uh,
What did you say, Perry?
He was on.
That wasn't me.
Jermaine,
It was a male voice. Maxie, no, you have something to say?
Yes, all prerequisites required by the state. When our attorney looks at this, then we say, okay, we know prerequisites have to be met, and we know that the legality of the contract has to be done by a professional. I can't understand what the discussion is beyond that.
What?
Okay. All right.
Jermaine, you there?
I think we need to hear from
Yeah, I'm
Max.
here.
I'm here. So the health department, we got that covered. They know me pretty well. I already submitted. They just waiting. So at first I was waiting for the hear back from the electrician. I know me and Devin was talking about that part, but as far as licensing fees and them coming out to approve it, all of that is taken care of.
You have a date already?
Not yet. I told them, so they're waiting on me to get, to let them know when to come in. I talked to Devin. We're waiting for a guy to come in and do some light electrical work. And then other than that, we all set.
Okay, the other question that I have in the lease where it says utilities and services, landlord shall be responsible for all utilities and services incurred in connection with the premises. My question is, you're proposing to pay us $400 a month. If your utility bills are over $400, who's responsible? I don't think we should be. I'm waiting.
One thing I know for sure is that we tried to get a separate amount in terms of the utility bill, separate, the pavilion separate from the library, and I think it's all inclusive. So I don't know, I'm not sure how you're gonna regulate that. But that is important.
Yeah, you should be able to tell because the bill will go up.
Okay,
So
that's
got-
just a concern and I wanted
got
to.
got a question like that. Because I wasn't on the board 4 years ago, but I like to ask stuff for clarity. So I'm asking this to Ms. Richardson because you was the chair. When Rosie and them rented the building from you guys, were they responsible for the lights of the building?
No, they've just paid a percentage of whatever they got, okay? Because prior to me being the chair of the board, and the past 30 years prior to that, there was no money given to the library, period.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I know that. That's why I asked you the question the way that I framed it.
No,
Because
they based on the time that they were there, they gave a percentage back to the library. So it was not allocated that way. And so when you talk about the amount going up, you have to consider that for so many years, the bill was so high because of, we didn't have the HVAC system. So looking at that, we could go back and look at the last, I guess, 6 years and ask for a copy of that history. And then you can see with the time that they were there, which was not 7 days a week or even 6 days a week. It was virtually Friday, Saturday, and some Thursday. So that's where the fluctuation would be. And I think it would be minimal, but you could go back and ask for the history and look at that, but you're not going to have a significant amount to be able to show for that period of time, but you can look at it. Okay.
right. So that's why I asked that.
Because you don't have a separate meter.
Yes, ma'am. Which is why I asked that, because I believe it would be at the cost of us. Let me correct me if I'm wrong, if we try to get a separate meter, correct?
Oh, that's up in the thousands.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because I don't want, again, I like to use history, what history teaches us. So
We had already asked that question about being even separate from the city, because we're not even separate from the city.
Mm.
The meter isn't separate from the city?
That's
They're
ooh,
not.
that's a whole
I didn't know that.
that's a whole long discussion.
Okay, thank you. Well, I brought those up, and when you take this to the lawyer to look at and to go over the lease, then whatever the attorney recommends. Now, how do we do this?
Send it to the attorney for review.
This has to be signed, and I personally and some other members want the attorney to look at it.
Send it to the attorney by email and tell them what you'd like for them to review it. And they'll give you whatever their hourly rate is.
Yeah, it doesn't
She's
have
up
to
in,
be
I think
signed.
she's in Grand
what I'm trying to-
Rapids.
What I'm trying to find out is, do I have to bring the group back together, or whatever the attorney recommends, you giving Devin the authority to sign the lease? Is that what I hear?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion that the contract be reviewed by the library attorney, not the one for employment but the other attorney. And then once it's reviewed and whatever recommendations are, that we follow those and sign the lease.
I second that motion.
All right. Is there any discussion or questions? Okay, the voting, Melanie?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Vice Chair,
Yes.
Trustee Maxey,
Maxie?
Yes,
Trustee Richardson,
Yes.
Trustee Duvall.
Yes.
I abstain. It passed.
Okay. So we've done everything. Now we're at board comments. So I'm going to start with Perry. Jermaine, if you want to leave us, you can at this point, and Angelo,
And
We're
congratulations,
done with-
guys.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
on
you so much. I appreciate the board so much.
We're looking forward to it.
Congratulations.
You owe me
Appreciate
one,
that.
Angelo.
Yes, I do, big time.
We
Okay,
looking forward to being on CNN with you guys. Thank you.
okay. Perry, do you have some comments?
Not really. Just Saturday, my grandma passed away not too long ago, so I've kind of been MIA. A lot of you know that. A couple of you reached out to me. I appreciate your support, appreciate your prayers. The family hour will be tomorrow at Moon Funeral Home, I believe at 2:00, and then Saturday as well at 1:30. My grandma was a great person. She worked for the school district and General Motors. She got hired in at both jobs at the same time, worked both jobs for 29 years. Retired from the school district a year after she retired from General Motors. It's a fortunate hiccup. She went to the hospital, and the doctor said that they had to open her up with a catheter. As soon as they opened her up, she took her out of there. So just pray for my mother, pray for my auntie, because they was with her every day, every single day, and they're not taking it the best. We're all not taking it the best, but they are taking it the worst. So just continue to keep my family in prayers, please. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Perry, I want to ask you, I had 1:30 Saturday down, so you're having two family visitations?
Yeah, the first one, they normally do the first day so everybody can come pay their respects and stuff in the family. But Saturday, it's cool. At 1:30, it's fine. Saturday,
That's the actual funeral.
That's the actual funeral. But at 1:30, it's for the visitation of family and friends who don't want to sit through the service.
Okay. Melanie, do you have any comments?
Yes, I do. I want to thank everybody who checked on me. Shouts out to you, Renita Duvall, and chairperson, and Madam Chair, for my surgery about my lymphoma. I had the surgery on Monday. I ask y'all to continue to keep me in your prayers because it's real in the battlefield. And lastly, I'm so excited about the partnership that we developed with Jermaine Branner and Mr. Angelo Taylor, and I think it's going to be fruitful for the community. And so I'm just very excited about it. So that's all I got.
Okay, Rosie.
Hi, I just want to make sure everybody continues to stay safe and be mindful of your surroundings at all time. Had no idea that Melanie was ill, so don't hold that against me. Okay, hope you're feeling better. And everyone just take care of yourself.
Bernita?
Yeah, I do actually. The Greater Pontiac Community Coalition, which is the umbrella for the Committee of 50 and of other groups, we are in partnership with Oakland University, and that's in the civic engagement team over there, to put together a symposium in honor of Hubert Price. It's called the Hubert Price Jr. Symposium, because as you know, Hubert used to say that Pontiac was the center of the universe, and he was very big on leadership and giving young people an opportunity to excel. And so that partnership with the Greater Pontiac Community Coalition and the Oakland University are doing a symposium in September. We were trying to do it in May, but as you know, we still can't do indoor seating arrangements, and gatherings. So by September, we're hoping to be able to have a 2-day symposium full of programs, a curriculum for people who are looking to be leaders in the following areas of nonprofit leadership, business leadership, and elected official leadership. And so these are going to be some of our major keynote speakers to provide this curriculum on these 2 days. And also for people who are already in leadership that are looking to brush up on their leadership skills, we are also inviting you to attend as well. But specifically for our young leaders who are looking to become major role models in our community, as well as elected official seats, we urge you and encourage you to sign up, and it should be free. So we're working on the scholarship programs right now, but I'll have more information. September 17th and 18th are the days. So we'll keep you posted.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, Maxie?
First of all, my personal condolence to Carol's family. And at this time, I announced that my family member, Lucy's sister, passed yesterday,
That's right.
11:30.
Oh, boy.
Secondly, this is an excellent move by the board. I appreciate the understanding and the interest, and we'll focus on upward mobility of our young folks, our young people who want to move forward, who has the expertise, education, and all the energies we must show the city. And I might say at this time, with this project, we, the library board, can show the city what they should be doing. And we must support them. And that's why I commend the board on coming together this night and agreeing that it's 2021. Young folks need our support. They are moving forward with their expertise. They're not liking, and the financial part is not liking, is that we have to come to an agreement. So in all efforts, in essence, I appreciate the board and full support of this project, and hope it won't be the last one that our young folks come up with. And, you know, God bless us as we move forward.
Okay, and first of all, I want to thank the subcommittee that took this project on and met and came up with the recommendation for us tonight. I know it wasn't easy, and I deeply appreciate you working on it and bringing us something concrete to our meeting. And I also want to say that if you know of, to give me a call, because it looks like what is happening is I've somehow fallen into a pattern where people are contacting me asking about getting an appointment and things, and I've been able to keep up with the different organizations that are having it. Like today, New Bethel had a vaccine, and it just so happened they had some slots, and all I had to do was get in touch with Deborah at the Senior Citizen, the Bowen Center. She's been helping out an awful lot with getting people to the various places for the vaccine. So if you hear of anybody, touch base with me, and because I may know of places that may be still giving the vaccine. I know that Macedonia is supposed to at some point, and I forgot the other church. Finally,
New Springfield is one of them, and Prospect is one of them, I understand.
we did ours last week,
Okay.
and New Birth, Bishop Lee is supposed to be having. I have to find out when they are doing them. You said New Springfield is doing it?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, New Springfield. I get some more information, I'll call you and let you know.
Thank you so much. And we're getting these people in. Finally, Pontiac is getting some recognition and availability of the vaccine for the Pontiac citizens, because at the beginning, we were being neglected. But I think they picked up on it and they're doing better. So with that, that's the last comment. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Max,
Make a move, adjourn.
Okay, Melanie seconds. I know there's no discussion on adjournment. So Melanie, you want to do the roll call?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Vice Chair,
Yes.
Trustee Richardson,
Yes.
Trustee Duvall,
Yes.
Treasurer Maxey.
Yes.
Yes, it's been moved, supported, and
Thank you, Melanie.
Good
We are
night.
adjourned.
Hey, Perry, I'll see you